Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Business Room podcast. We are here at the Terminal 4 event that is included in the How to Web conference. And I have a special guest today coming from Bosnia and Herzegovina that has many roles. He's also founder and also has a really important role in a business that goes globally. But I'm gonna leave him introduce himself as he should. So welcome to our podcast, Stefan.
Thank you for having me. I'll be quick with the intro. I do a lot of different things. I work at Infobip, and I do a lot of different things there. That's what I meant. I mainly work with startups. I work with our DevEx department. So we have a conference that we organize. It's called Infobip Shift. It's a developer startup conference. We do it globally. So we have one US edition. We have one edition in Asia as well, in Kuala Lumpur, and then we have one in Europe, in Croatia, in Zadar. Different sizes, all three of them. We have a startup program, so I work with that, but and also different, let's say, parts of the developer experience department. This wasn't very short, but in all essence, I do partnerships. So I connect people with other people and make sure people that I connect with each other are happy. So within Infobip, within startups with partners with us. Yeah.
You're surrounded by people and you love
all the time. That's what I enjoy.
Okay, that's cool. But we were talking before pressing the start button of the conversation about your moving session. So you moved from Bosnia to Sweden, and now you've developed like a founder in Sweden, which I think there are two diverse ecosystem or mediums. How was this process for you? What have you learned in between that, Stefan, and this step?
And the current one, well, I'd say, funny enough, I'd say it's quite the same person. I guess it's just the tools and everything that you're offered within the journey. Let's put it that way. I'm gonna sound very cliche in these meetings, but it's like you're now going back, and let's say, because obviously I travel back a lot and I visit a lot of friends and maybe people that I do things with, like developers or startups or whoever, and I see like this certain type of, like a entrepreneurial mindset or founder personality, and I see that there's a lot of these types of people in the region, but it's just that maybe the tools that I was offered up there are maybe a bit different. I wouldn't like sit here and classify myself as a successful founder because I'm not there. But it's like the overall ecosystem is so much closer, and you see all of these people, like, I don't know, they pop up on your Instagram, or they pop up on your Facebook, or they pop up in the newspaper, on TV, on the radio, wherever, and you hear more about these people than you would do in this region. So basically comparing now Bosnia to Sweden, Bosnia is very conservative. So even though if you have people that have money, they're not gonna go and start being angel investors into startups. They're going to do something traditional, I don't know, buy apartments or whatever people do. So yeah, I think it's the personality, or me as a person, I'm quite the same, I'd say. It's just that the tools that I'm offered are completely different, and the views that you see. That's why you should travel.
Okay. Okay. And looking at your startup, let's start with the founder side of yours. Tell us a bit more about what your startup is doing.
All right. So since I'm still working at Infobip, it's not really out there it's not very much of a surprise. People know that I'm a startup person, so I'm in that sphere. But basically what we do is we do operational efficiency and compliance within property management. So making property managers more efficient through a platform.
Okay. And so the product it's launched?
Yeah, it's in MVP stage. We have testing users and property managers that we gathered in like a small network that we're building the platform with. So it's launched, it's live, but we haven't started selling it yet. So it's
Okay, but do you want to sell it to me now if you had the opportunity?
yeah, sure, we can do that. I haven't done a lot of selling, so it could be a good it could be a good practice. There we go.
Yeah.
So basically, think of you having 10 property managers, and you have every property manager handling 30 buildings. So that's 300 buildings. Now imagine that your property managers could handle 10 to 15 buildings more with just using this platform, because all of their operational things that they have to think of and all of the compliance part that they have to do are already in place, and they know exactly what to do in the beginning of each day or through each day, rather than thinking of what they need to do and basically creating a schedule of what they need to do. So instead of them going, oh, what should I do today? You already know what you must do. And then you can focus on the things that you want to do. So improve tenant satisfaction, or improve your, I don't know, the park for children where children are playing, or do some painting around the, I don't know, around the area where you're handling, or the buildings that you have, or I don't know, make a graffiti on the wall to make it more pleasant for the people, or whichever it might be. Graffitis are not always pleasant, but yeah, there you go. So yeah, that's pretty much it. How I would pitch it or sell it.
Okay. What's the name of the
It's called Provaltere.
provider?
So it comes from property, and it comes from förvaltare, which is in Swedish like property manager. Fastighetsförvaltare is like the whole word, but förvaltare is somebody that's like taking care of something, retaining something.
Do you want to focus on the Swedish market or do you want to expand?
The idea is to focus on the Swedish market to start with, because it's a very, let's say, good market and thankful market, both from startups and understanding new technology and trying new technology. And people are kind of used to this tech thing. And then basically go throughout the Nordics, because the market being similar, and then global. So after Sweden, we're aiming for global.
And what do you think is the challenge you encounter right now?
Right now, we're encountering the challenge of not knowing. We know what property managers want. We know what they want to have, and but we're lacking one thing, which is we're talking to some buyer personas, but it's like we don't have actual clients, and that's, I mean, sounds cliche, like, oh, we don't have clients. We don't have clients, and basically the platform that we have is good. The property managers love it. Some buyer personas that we've spoken to also love it. But now when you're going out to the market and you're actually replacing maybe some of the tools, we don't have a lot of competition, luckily, within compliance part of property management. But moving into that, it's like you're not sure what a client maybe wants, I don't know, a new Outlook or new Teams, and you're making a compliance tool, and property managers might think it's good, but it's maybe not weighing enough for the bosses or the department that's counting all the bills. So yeah, that's the current one.
Okay, so for you, it started like a time frame where you're gonna have to face your clients. You're gonna have to test and restructure probably the app. But I hope that this part of the video would help you for people to understand more of what you are doing. And eventually next time when we are going to see each other, you're going to tell me you have like at least 100 clients.
I hope so as well.
I hope so.
And I hope it's next week.
Fingers crossed on this one.
Crossed.
Okay. And moving forward to your expertise in Infobip. No, leaving the startups aside, because you're collaborating with startups here, and you as a startup founder, you've seen startups on your daily basis, I assume. Can you tell us what are you doing in Infobip? Like, what's your role, and expand more on the role, and what is Infobip about? How would you pitch it?
All right.
A few sentences.
So I'll start with what Infobip is. What I would pitch it is, Infobip is basically enabling customers Infobip's enabling companies, let's put it that way, to communicate to their customers, clients, consumers, or users over any desired channel with exact precision, I'd say, in a way. So today we're using, of course, AI and all of these different things to improve communication in many, many different ways that we can. But Infobip has been doing that since it started. So it's not something that is like, oh, we're so good today because we have AI. No, we've been doing this for a very long time. And I say we because obviously I work at Infobip. Because when I came to Infobip, we already have like, I don't know, natural language processing chatbots. But at that time, it wasn't as popular. And then as soon as ChatGPT became a thing, everybody wanted to buy a chatbot.
Yeah.
But even before that, Infobip is enabling companies to communicate with their clients, consumers, customers, and users. Because if you want to send an SMS to remind somebody of something, you can. If you want to send an email to market something, you can. If you want to send an email and, I don't know, send a PIN code, you can. If you want to send a WhatsApp message, which is super personalized and it's exactly about the roller that picks up your hair from your cats or whatever, you could. So it's like very broad, and usually communication is underestimated, and that's where my job comes in, kind of so we have this startup program. It's called Infobip Startup Tribe, where we give startups credits to use our products. I usually say it like that, and I say it's not much more than that, but it is, because we are trying to make it as a community. We're trying to work with different partners, companies, different programs, to ourselves, in some cases even our competitors, because there's a lot of this, like supporting this like whole startup ecosystem is very, I say, crucial, even for us, and being there on time. So apart from being there and, I'd say, catching them early, there's also this part where you're able to be there and help them and maybe show them what communication is actually about. And my job started as that. So I worked as like sales engineer, solutions consultant, pre-sales, whatever you want to call it. So you're basically the person that explains the solution and how it would fit in their solution. So I did that for startups, and then I moved into this role, which is like partnerships. And that's, as I said earlier, it's like connecting all the dots together. So we have different departments within our developer experience. It's like startups, conference, newspapers, magazines. For developers, for startups, we have our DevRel as well. So I basically work with all different types of partnerships, and basically making sure that everybody works together and make sure that they have their, how to put it, everybody has what they need. So a partner has access to startups, and we have access to their startups, or we're doing an event together to make sure everything works and stuff like that. So
I think your role is requiring lots of hard skills, but lots of soft skills as well. And what are your challenges in this role that you have?
well, today I had one of them, because I was sitting, and then I was talking to a colleague, and then he was saying like, oh yeah, you have to talk to this guy, and like we're working with them. And I was like, wow, like what are we doing with them? And then he said like, oh, like I made a Teams chat regarding it a couple of weeks back. And then I just remember that this guy that works with these people like wrote like a message like this, and explained exactly what they do, what we do with them, what we should be doing with them, how we can pitch more and pitch better, etc., etc. And that's where the problem comes in, because I work with so many people, and it requires so many soft skills. Some of the, let's say, hard skills, which is like sit down, write down, read, note everything, and map it in your head. Sometimes you like pass it over because you're doing maybe this, or you're networking with somebody, or you're doing different things that maybe require your focus, so you miss things. But I this is a rare occurrence, I'd say. But that's one of the things that it's like you have so many things to do, so you have to be really good at putting everything together, so your knowledge doesn't require you to go back and like backdate things. Like you have to always be in this like community type of like mindset, like you're building something constantly. It's like there's only the old things are always moving and the new things are coming at all times, but you have to like keep dragging the old things and adding on new things. So yeah, it's a very bad answer, but yeah, I hope
No,
you
it's
get it.
actually a good one because I felt it like in my heart, to be honest. Um, and it's a skill. I think this is a skill that not many people have, and it's also a bit challenging to learn throughout your experience because you need to fail in order to understand how people are built. And yeah, also you switch your perspective from staying at the desk to like what can I improve, what can I do more, who do I need to answer, did I leave any messages on red, stuff like that. So it's a whole community in your head, in your mind. But yeah, I get your point. And moving forward, what do you think is a thing people must know about Infobip that is mandatory for them
About Infobip,
to know?
uh,
It's either about the team, the product, the vision, something that you should be recognized for
well,
if a person would meet you for the first time.
about Infobip, the thing you should know is that whenever you need to send any type of message, Infobip. That's like the go-to that I would say. So it's like there's all of these fancy things, AI, whatever, as I said before, which we're using. I'm downplaying it a lot. I just noticed like AI, whatever. But regardless of what type of message you need to send, use Infobip.
Okay.
If you need to send an SMS, or if you, as I said earlier, if you need to remind, or if you need to maintain somebody on your platform, if you need to increase stickiness, if you need to make sure somebody knows something, Infobip.
Okay.
Communication is one of the really like underestimated parts. Like everybody thinks that they don't need it, but you're always sending emails or reminding something or sending reports of some sort or whatever. So whenever you're sending something to more than 5 people, Infobip.
Okay. Are you focusing on B2B or on the B2B market or on the B2C market?
It's B2B. So companies use our platform to communicate further to their clients, customers, consumers, users.
What about your vision? What do you want to achieve in the next year, let's say? Where are you now and where do you want to go?
All right, so I'll take it from our developer experience perspective.
Yes.
Because I'd say that speaking for like Infobip and those types of parts, I'd say that's a couple of levels above me. I could say what I've heard from our C level, but
Yeah.
not very authentic. But from the developer experience, where we have like startups and developers, and again the magazine and the conference, I'd say currently we're trying to we've been doing a good job of pulling it all together and holding it like on a very good level, if I should say that. But now during this year, during the upcoming year, we want to focus a lot more on partners, and we want to tap into this network where we've basically been building this community, and now people kind of know of us at least, because Infobip is like, say some of our competitors' names, 80% of people know it within tech at least, and say Infobip, and then you have like 20-30% people that know it. So we're not that. We've always been these humble engineers and stuff like that, which has been like a totally different focus than our competitors. But for the DevEx part, like we want to tap into a lot more into our partners and use that a lot more and do a lot more with our partners. Obviously coming from a partnerships guy, but that's something that we haven't been doing because it required a lot more, let's say, fine touches up until this point, because we wanted to get startups to know us, build the startup community, build the startup tribe, and then build something when it comes to developers or DevRel overall, which we started with as well at the same time as the startup program, and building everything, making life easier for developers. And now we can maybe focus a bit more on, I don't know, doing a hackathon of a specific sort and using that for a specific reason, or building a community on Discord. We have that as well. So it's like now it's a bit more tapping into those like partners and doing something with partners, because they know who we are and we're a bit more, let's say, popular.
Okay.
So we can we can take that into our advantage as well.
Okay. And staying more on this subject, what do you think you should improve in order to get there to your objectives? Looking at the company now, or at your role right now, what do you need your team or you need to improve?
Well, I'll speak of myself, since I guess it's just the planning it well. I guess that's the part that hasn't been. I mean, it sounds weird for somebody to say about their job, like I haven't planned it well, but that's been the case so far because we've again been so focused on these different parts where we attract startups and developers and other things that we haven't tapped into what we already have, and this is super. But breaking the silos, it's like even though we're small teams and we work very relaxed between each other, I'd say still there's like some silos that kind of create themselves over the years where we have our partners and we kind of don't talk to each other like, how can I use this? How can I use that? So since Infobip's grown massively the past years, also like tapping into everything, organizing it and tapping into every part of the organization a lot more. I'll say it like that. Because like, sales organizations, they have their sales, they have their who's hunting the clients, who's working with the clients once they're onboarded, and they talk to each other, share success stories. But then you have all of these extracurricular departments, so basically other departments which are maybe not in the main focus or on the main stage, such as like revenue generating, and then it's you kind of do your thing and you're like kind of enclosed and you don't look to what sales are doing or what partnerships are doing or what somebody else is doing. So that's it. It's it's a bit of maybe some people would disagree with me, but that's the beauty of it.
Okay, yeah, very good question, very good answer. That's a very good answer actually. I felt it as again as my own somehow. But because you're managing partnerships, I want us to have like a bit of a challenge, a second challenge for today's episode. Let's pretend that I am a partner you are looking for, and we are planning on, having a partnership together, everything, blah, blah, blah. What is the process of doing things? How would you approach a partner, and what type of partners are you looking for?
I'd say there's like, usually I see this as even if I'm trying to sell something or even if it's partnerships, I see it as like it has to be super logical. So it has to make sense for both you and me.
Yeah.
It's like if I'm trying to sell you Infobip's SMS messages, it's like you either have to have more expensive SMS messages or you have to have, I don't know, bad deliverability. Like you send 1,000 messages and you'll deliver 700. I can offer you better. I can offer you 900 for this 900 delivered for the same price. And same kind of goes with partnerships. If I approach you, the most important things with every stage or whatever you do is the due diligence first and then the discovery part. So I have to dig deep and ask you, like, this is either I ask you or I approach, like, we have seen you do this. I think we would do this great together. What do you think? Or it would be, we do this, you do this. Can we do some of these things together? Or do you already have somebody that you do it with? So I don't know if that answers it completely, but that's how I would put it. I would approach it with like I usually put this like everything in common sense. Is it common sense that Infobip should collaborate with, I don't know, Croatian Telecom? Yes. Why? And then what could we do together? I'm using Croatian Telecom because it's like we're a telecommunications company and they're a telecommunications company. So yeah.
What are your current partners right now? Can you tell me more about it, even if they're startups or, big businesses?
So, I mean, Infobip has a lot of different partners, but the types of partners that I usually work with is everything from VCs, incubators, accelerators, community builders, mentors, uh, startups themselves that can partner with Infobip. We've had a couple of startups that have partnered with us because they use a lot of our products and they, how to say it, market our product outwards or based their product on our platform. So there's a lot of different partnerships, and then we partner, of course, with big companies that maybe have a venture fund, or they want to do a hackathon with us together, or other companies that, like, I don't know, dev tools or whichever might be the case, where they partner with us again to do a hackathon or to do something together to, let's say, make a fun version of a product. Now we're doing this like AI Dungeons and Dragons, and then it's like those type of, let's say, fun projects. We partner with different types of companies to do different awareness projects. And then again, Infobip has partners from, I don't know, telecoms to partners with other companies that sell our products or that work with our product. Or there's like, I call it like the regular types of partnerships, because you like have this like sell with and sell through types of things, and that you have for like any SaaS product. And then of course with telcos, because we have direct operator connections to have better connectivity, better pricing, better everything. So yeah.
We are approaching the end of the discussion, but before that, I have a third challenge,
All right.
which is the one we are mostly having in almost all of our podcasts. Regarding your expertise and what you've been through from your, from moving to another country to what you've learned in the ecosystem and so on, I would like to, for you to tell our viewers, to challenge them as well into doing something, or be more open-minded about anything you would like, in order to help them not going through the lessons you've been through. So basically challenge them to do whatever you feel they should know now.
All right. Oh, that's a hard one. Challenge them to know something that they should know now, or with what I know now.
Or what they should start now. Sorry.
I'd say something that never made sense for me was this aspect of time. Maybe it's a bit of a weird thing, when somebody tells you like something takes 3 to 5 years, and you're like, oh man, 3 to 5 years, it's like, just don't think of time when you're doing something, like how long time something takes. Just do it. Because I was this guy that always wrote down all of my ideas, and then I would go through the ideas every 3 months, and then like market research and see if there's a fit, if I would work with that, if I wouldn't work with that, etc., etc. And that took me maybe 2 years to find the new idea that I want to work on. And now looking back at it, I'm not even computing that it was 2 years. I was just doing something those 2 years. And then now, since I work and like I'm not full-time on my startup, we've been doing this, like building the idea and the platform and looking at the market and how it's evolving since 2023 in December. So it's almost been 2 years since I started my startup. And then if you ask me how long time has it been, I would tell you like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, but I've been doing it for almost 2 years. So I would challenge everybody to start doing something. It's like, if you have an idea, if you have this mindset and you really want it, because it's not for everybody. There's a lot of people that say like, oh, it would be so nice to have a company, have a startup, do something, but they're not really meaning it. But if you really mean it, just start writing. I don't know, buy a small, I bought this like small thought book where I just wrote everything that I thought that I wanted to get off my chest, or that I wanted to remember, or whatever the case might be. So I just started doing whatever I felt was like, all right, I want to be an entrepreneur. So how do I get there? And it was just like, well, I gotta have an idea. So I gotta start writing down ideas. So when I started writing down ideas and I had 20 ideas, then it was like, they can't just stand there. I gotta do something. Then I started doing research. And then I started telling my friends, hey, do you guys have ideas? Let's make an incubator together. I told that to like 10 people and only one responded. And today he's my co-founder. So it's like we met up and just like started writing down ideas and talking about like, oh, well, what if we, I don't know, start selling flip-flops, or if we start selling stone grills or whatever. So just start doing something. This was a very long answer again, but it's also, again, all of these questions are kind of, I'm giving a cliche answers in a way, but it's true. You just gotta start something. If you start writing, or then you start researching, then you start like, you get into this mindset. But if you want to start a company, you're never going to start a company. It's not like you wake up and they're like, oh, I'm going to start a company with this. No, you have to start writing small bits, evolving, whatever. I don't know, buy a whiteboard, start drawing or whatever. Or if you don't want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be a writer, start writing one new word every day, one new meaning every day, write a poem or whatever.
Yeah.
It's the same principle.
Yeah.
So just start. The best way you can. I mean, there's a ton of information. You can ask ChatGPT how to start, of course. But
not necessarily helpful all the time.
Yeah,
but
exactly. But it's like, it's something, I don't know, if you need somebody to push you and you don't have anybody, ask ChatGPT to give you the reason why you should start a company. It will probably give you quite a positive answer.
Yeah.
But it's like, just start somewhere. And it's, again, it takes more years than you usually think. But the years go by and you don't notice it when you're constantly doing something, when you're constantly starting something.
As you're building and building and building.
Yeah, and you don't notice it. I'm not in a position to be like this. I don't know. I'm not Donnie Lake, who started Spotify or something. That can say like, I've done this whole, not yet.
Not yet, yeah.
I've like, I don't have this like heavy CV, but it's like, I see currently where I am, that it's like the best thing that I've done is just started with something that I had accessible.
Yeah.
I usually used to say, I don't have a startup or a successful startup because I don't have a garage, because I started things before the thing that I'm doing now. And then all of a sudden we were working, and then we were switching offices and whatnot. And then we couldn't work at my friend's office anymore. And then we were like, wait, we can work at your garage. And all of a sudden we were in a garage with a 3-meter whiteboard.
Yeah.
And then we made jokes like, oh, now we have to succeed because we're in a garage. So yeah, just start.
Yeah, just start.
Just like Nike, just do it.
Yeah. It's always the simple statements that makes the most of the
Common
results.
sense.
Yeah.
Again, is it common sense?
It was an amazing conversation, Stefan. Thank you again for being here.
Thank you for having me.
For telling us a bit about your perspective, your insights, how you evolved as a person, professionally and personally. For more information, you will have everything about Stefan in the description down below, or you can get in contact directly with him. Even if it's for Infobip or for his startup. You've heard anything that you should know at this stage, at least, for creating more partnership or opportunities with him. So again, thank you again for being here. And yeah, probably, I hope, again, next time when we are gonna see each other, you're gonna come back with all your clients, as you've mentioned. I got you here. And yeah, I'm wishing you a great night, because it's pretty late during the night for us. We are gonna go back to the event, and see you on the next episode.
Thank you.
Thank you again for everything. Yeah.